Hi, this is Glenda. I just thought I'd share what I'm doing again. It's market time. My daughter signed up for a couple of markets, so I thought I'll make a few things to see if I do any better this year than last year. So I had been wanting to make a tissue cover for myself for ages. We used to be able to buy packets of tissues packed in a soft plastic packet, and they're great for putting in the suitcase because you don't want to have a whole box of tissues, and most of the travel ones that we get here are either a really small tissue, which I absolutely hate, or else they're like a pocket hanky and it's more like a serviette or a napkin, and I just don't like them at all. So I was really disappointed when these packets of soft tissues went off the market. So I have been meaning for probably 2 years to try and make myself a soft tissue cover that I can load up with my own normal full-size tissues, the brand that I like and everything. And I really had it in my mind that it was going to be hard, and once I did it, it is so easy. These, I reckon, are foolproof. Because they're really soft anyway, who's going to tell if it's not 100% straight? All of your workings are inside, so nobody can see it. And yeah, they were just brilliantly easy. I am going to briefly share how to make them, but I would really ask that if you are in Melbourne, Australia, doing markets, please don't copy them, because this is my pattern. The only thing I found on internet were patterns for the little tiny pocket tissues, or ones that go over a box, and I have not been able to find anybody else making these soft covers for full-size tissues. So that would be the only thing. I'd prefer at this point not to have competition at markets in Melbourne. Anywhere else, go for it, because really, we're not going to step on each other's toes doing them. I might be the only one on the planet that actually wants a soft tissue cover, in which case I'm going to have heaps of them, because, I made these in just over half a day, and they just take no time at all, and that was including working out how to do it. So I just have to package them up still. As I say, I will share it. So I don't know how clear the instructions are going to be. I'm doing it for my own record as much as anything, so that I can remember how I did them. So here we go. Okay, I'll try and show you how to make these tissue covers for my own record as much as anything. So you're going to start with a piece of fabric that is 24 inches by 10 inches, and you want to fold the right sides together and stitch them down. Oh, I can't even pick it up. And stitch a seam down with the right sides together on the short side. So there's your piece of fabric. Stitch it together so you've got a tube. Press your seam down and turn it inside out. So you've got a piece like this, and there's the seam. So at that point we're going to put the seam on the outside face down. Now if you want to, at this point you can stitch some lace onto either one or both of these sides, as I say, on the side without the seam showing. So you would put them on, as I say, on either one or both, please yourself, or none at all, or you could use ribbon or something like that. Then you're going to fold this in and overlap the pieces so that you end up with a piece that's about 5 1/4 inches. So you want a decent overlap here, but as long as it ends up about 5 1/4 inches, and then you're going to sew those two seams down there. Then I've just been using pinking shears to tidy that up. So you're going to have a piece like this. Then comes the box corners, and I had never done box corners before, so I did what I was doing, googled it, and I don't think these are right, but they work for this exercise. They do the job. So what I've been doing is, and I ummed and ahed whether it was pin all 4 corners at once or do one at a time, and I've been finding it's easier to do one at a time. I just put it on my knee and get this sort of square, and then you're going to open out this seam, which is really fiddly trying to do it here. Push that down so you've got a little triangle, put a pin in there and stitch across there, so it will look like that. So on a bigger piece, what you're doing is on this end piece, you open it out so that it's as square as you can. You open your seam, which will be ragged, not smooth like this, and you're folding down your little triangle. You're putting your pin in the triangle and stitching across the bottom of the triangle, and it gives you a corner like that. And when you do all 4 corners and turn it inside out, you end up with these nice square corners, so that when you put your tissues in, you know, you've got some depth for them. So hopefully that's clear enough so that if I come back to do them later, I will be able to understand it, and if you want to do them, you'll be able to understand it, and that's how you go about it. Okay, so I hope that was clear-ish. Obviously, you know, you can leave them completely plain, and some people might prefer that. You can put lace on one edge or on both edges. It is fairly hidden on the bottom edge, and I'm not sure, like this one I only did it on one edge, and I don't think that it makes much difference. I do think something in the corner adds to it. I was going to leave mine that I'm keeping for myself super plain because it's a functional thing. It's going to be shoved in the suitcase, and then I thought I like a little pretty on it. I happen to have this flower and bow already, so I stuck them on. The other thing is, if you want to wash them, of course, unless you stitch the embellishments on, they're not necessarily going to go through the wash, and I really want to keep these cheap. Therefore I want to keep the labour down, and I want to keep the materials down. I'm hoping to sell these. I'm tossing up between, no, actually I won't say, but cheap, because I want to make some sales. I didn't make any sales last year. Nothing I had really went well in any way. I sold the odd thing here and there, which may have been the markets we were at and may have been the product I had. So anyway, I'm going to now try these in different sorts of fabrics and things, and have a play, because as I say, they're super simple, and you know, I mean, I haven't even, most of them I've only put in a token amount of tissues. This one I put in a few more, and you know, it could hold a lot more, so I reckon you'd get maybe 100 or so tissues in there. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, and thanks for watching.